and I have a little timer down at the bottom of my screen as well, and that hopefully I'll be able to start exactly when the music starts, and then that'll give me some idea of where we are on the show. So this is going to be interesting. Hello, everybody, if you're, well, anybody watching in the chat room. We are going to try that radio broadcast clock kind of thing that Father Roderick has been doing now for a little bit, a few shows. So it might be an interesting show because things are going to be playing in the background automatically. So we'll see how that goes. Sarah, the Catholic Drinky, is not going to be able to join us today because of getting ready for something else, packing for something. And Maria, we're not sure why she's missing in action here, so hopefully she'll show up. If not, then it will just be the Three Stooges. So I will try to pay attention to what's going on in the chat room. Maybe you two, if you dare, bring up the chat room. You can kind of keep your eye on that. Otherwise, I have so many things going on right now that I'm not sure I can keep track of the chat as well.
Yeah, see what we can do.
But a lot of times those folks in the chat room are kind of on their own little show anyway. Not really paying attention to us.
I'm your captain. I'm your captain. So I'm feeling.
So I got a couple different ways to play sound clips. I have that. That's off of my iPad, using the soundbite for iPad.
Nice.
So I have 4 different channels going into the mixer. So it's I feel like a 3-ring. Sorry for my bad video, everybody. For some reason, the bandwidth, I'm supposed to be really getting some pretty good bandwidth here, is not acting very well this morning. Oh, look who is joining us.
Yay!
We have
Yay!
estrogen in the group.
Yeah.
What?
Yay.
You are the only female on the panel this morning.
Oh.
And we're very happy that you have joined us.
I'm bringing my estrogen to the group.
Mm-hmm. Testosterone.
How's everybody?
Estrogen 1.
Good.
You know what we've been doing? We've been just kind of opening up the refrigerator door and just staring. And blame it on testosterone.
Go toward the light.
Yes.
Hold on. I'm trying to set all of this up.
Okay, so we talked about that acts of the apostasy and the reference to the Extraordinary Synod of Bishops. That's one thing to talk about. I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about that thing that.
I'm
Billy
sorry,
Newton.
I'm making noise and I can't hear you, and I'm making a mess. I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll just stop talking.
Wait till you're done.
Okay.
Billy Newton.
Apostasy. Why do we want to talk about apostasy?
No, that's the website.
Oh.
Apostasy is a website?
Acts of the Apostasy. Listen, folks, listen. Just kidding. Billy Newton, remember him?
Who?
Vaguely. Guy with socks, right?
Yeah.
The guy with the socks.
Let's see. You might remember this. Okay.
Keanu Reeves?
Yeah. Billy. He tweets.
That's Keanu Reeves.
You just not get it?
Sometimes I feel like I'm just talking to myself.
Generally, you are.
I know. I think I really am. Anyway, Billy tweeted about this pray for Portia in the Telegraph about the, who was it? Portia using, is it Porsche or Portia?
I always call it Porsche.
Woman.
Porsche. They ended up, I guess, renting the Sistine Chapel.
Oh, yeah.
So, we can maybe say something quick about that. What else do we want to talk about? Because, Maria, as you probably read in the email, we're going to be doing this on a timed playlist, which will start exactly at 10:30, whether we want it to or not. And there will be breaks at 15, 30, 45, and the
Pretty
top.
good, Steve.
Why do we have to start right at 10:30?
Well, because that's the way Soundbite works with the time playlists. You have to put a specific start time in it. I mean, I guess I could make it some other time, but right now I put 10:30.
Okay. So
So if for some reason that doesn't work out, I can always abort and then make a new time or something like that. But anyway, we're trying to make it that exact 1 hour time for the radio.
So what are we doing? 15 minutes of catching up with each other, and then a 15-minute segment on the apostasy of the apocalypse.
Maybe, and then maybe the Porsche thing. I don't know. Whatever. What do you want to talk about, Maria? We'll just play it by ear.
Of course.
It's going to be a train wreck.
How can we play it by ear if it's so structured?
Well, because this is Catholic Weekend, and this is the way we do it.
Okay, let's do it.
We just do it.
I will not be reined in.
We'll spend 15 minutes catching up with each other, and the next segment will be bitching about how we have the structure that we have to follow, and then 15 minutes after that.
I like it. Let's go for it.
Let's do it.
You know,
Let's wing it.
you
We're
were
gonna
there
wing
for the
it. Exactly
discussion.
15-minute segments.
You know why we were doing this, Maria.
I know why we're doing this.
You behave.
Hey,
You behave.
listen, I've had the
Oh,
week from...
I don't want to hear about your week. Not
you don't want to hear my week?
34.
I want to hear. Oh, well.
We're going to hear about it.
Okay.
Yet, though. Stop.
Okay. I'd rather
Okay,
be on
anything
Beale
else
Street.
regarding the technicalities of this morning's show? No.
I feel so much pressure. We got like 2.5 minutes to go.
Pressure!
Yeah. 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
What must that Houston place be like, NASA, for the moon launches?
Oh.
They have an astronomical amount of stress.
Oh.
Oh, there you go. Steve
Oh, well done.
is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Well played.
Where's your drum riff? Boom, crash.
Also, why aren't you playing Words with Friends with me anymore? You're not my friend anymore? You're
What
not
do you
my
mean?
friend?
What do you mean? You aborted the last meeting.
It was my fault? That's a great sound, by the way.
I would love to play. I just figured you were taking a break because
No.
I still have a never-ending game with Pat going.
She's hopping from spa to vineyard in California with Lisa right now.
Oh, darn.
Lots of hard work
life.
there.
Is rough.
Hmm.
You should come to Memphis. It's a rockin' town.
It's a rockin' town. Pop, pop,
It's a
pop.
good place for a CNMC.
They have, yeah, it would be. And they have a nice flying saucer there. I don't know if you like those places or not.
Oh, I saw that. I haven't been in it. What is it?
It's a place that has like only about like a couple hundred beers on tap,
Oh.
and they have an extensive selection of bourbons and other kind of liqueurs, and they also have some food that's it's okay.
Well, if I wasn't on a selection of over-the-counter medications, I would select something from their beer.
Oh.
But,
Nice. How
I
long
think I
are you
have-
in Memphis?
Till tomorrow. Tomorrow. I've got like a touch of the flu or something.
Ebola.
that's what I always say when I shake people's hands. I say, "I'm sorry, you might want to wash your hands. I think I have a little touch of Ebola." So
I don't want to joke about Ebola.
I like to joke about things.
I was in airplanes all over Texas
I'm in airplanes in my
in
life.
your life.
30 seconds.
I want your shirt. What's your shirt say? Is that Catholic Pilot?
Catholic pilot.
That's nice.
Okay, 25. Oh, here we go. This is exciting. Oh, I better start my H2 recorder.
Is it recording?
The light on.
I just thought of it.
The first thing that's going to pop up in the recording is the light on?
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, hopefully I'll remember to unmute.
Such stress.
Well, these guys muted so we can talk about them.
This is SQPN, the StarQuest Production Network, leading the way.
You're listening to Catholic Weekend, episode number 243 for the week ending Saturday, October 18th, 2014. Hello, I'm Captain Jeff in Roswell, Georgia, and joining me this morning from Conyers, Georgia, the lovely Maria Johnson.
Hey, y'all. Boy, am I glad to be in Conyers today. How's everybody been? Good?
Good to see you and have you with us, and also from the plains of Oklahoma. Well, not really, but sort of. Well, we'll find out more about this. Steve Nelson.
Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be back after a couple of weeks break. So, got lots to talk about. Let's get going.
Awesome. Let's keep going to Malta, Montana, where they have a lot of rodeos and stuff. Also, a guy named Father Corey Stika.
Good morning. How's it going?
Great. Great to have you with us again. And, whoa, so far we've made it without a train wreck. This is amazing. Okay. If
30
you're
seconds in.
Well, okay. You know, give me a break. It's about a minute so far. Oh, and I forgot to start the timer. Dang it. I knew I'd forget something. Oh, well. That's just the way it goes. So what we're doing here this morning, if you're a follower, listener, watcher of Father Roderick's shows, the break and Geek Week, etc., we're trying out a new format because, of course, you've heard about SQPN StarQuest Radio, the launch of that recently, and we're trying to format our SQPN-produced shows in that kind of a radio format. So it's going to be exactly an hour long, we hope. And we're going to have, like, breaks coming in at certain times, so I have a timed playlist going right now. And we're going to cross our fingers and hope that everything works out. But, you know, if you've watched the show before, you know that it's very likely that this is going to crash. It's going to be a big train wreck right here. There we go.
Already.
Okay. Well, Maria,
I'm
you said it's been quite a week. So what has been going on with you?
Oh, dude. So I was away on business this week out to Texas. Yeah, Texas. Shout out to all of the Henley family. So I went to the airport early. I set up stuff to do early, whatever. And every time I look up at the gate posting for the time of departure, it gets moved. So we were delayed for like 2 hours. I was flying an airline that is not an airline that I like anyway, because every experience I've had with people has been negative, and this one takes the cake. They closed Houston. It's not yours. They
Maria.
What?
I hate to interrupt. Is it just me, or is Maria coming in sounding like a robot?
No, I was noticing that too.
Okay.
Oh, I'm a
Yeah, your bandwidth. If you can adjust your bandwidth usage at the top of your window and kind of lower it.
What happened to my bandwidth?
I don't know, but I'm suffering bad bandwidth this morning too. Kind of like a bad hair day.
Atlanta, Georgia's used up all its bandwidth for the year. You guys are out of luck till January.
Yeah, what is going on here in Atlanta? Maybe there's some kind of a tech convention they're using. They're sucking all of our bandwidth away.
Are we getting Google? How's my bandwidth?
It's a little bit better. Your lovely voice is coming through a little bit more. I thought maybe you had caught a little bit of Ebola, and maybe one of the symptoms is sounding like a robot. I don't know.
No, my mother made me take a bath with Clorox.
With Clorox? Maybe that can be kind of harsh on the skin.
I'm thinking, yeah, she's probably a little overprotective.
Okay, so we can hear you better now. So you said you had some bad experiences on the airline?
Yeah. Well, Houston shut down, and for serious tornadoes that went through that area. So the airport shut down. So we're already on the plane. So you know that deplaning is an impossibility at this point. And right when I sit down in my seat and they're closing everything and we're getting away from the gate, I get a text message from the airline. Your connecting flight has been canceled. So I'm like, great.
Yay.
So I'm thinking I'm never going to get to this place that I have to go to. And I ended up in flying around in circles in Kansas City until Houston opened up. So what did they do? So that the planes coming into Atlanta had a place to land or something? I don't, is that really what happened?
No.
I don't know. We flew around Kansas City without landing. I would have been happy to land in Kansas City and get off and do some exciting.
Oh, were you? So you were going from Houston to Atlanta, and you took a really circuitous route.
Atlanta to Houston, yeah.
Atlanta to Houston. Okay, yeah. Do you remember as you mentioned, the tornadoes and people dying and awful weather?
Yes.
Yeah, well, there were that line of weather. Usually, when you have a line of weather. By the way, if you're new to the show, I'm an airline pilot. So usually, when you have a line of weather like this, there are breaks in it, or places where you can find a way to get through it without going too far out of your way. But this was a solid line of red. We don't fly in that stuff unless we, accidentally get ourselves into it. And so I noticed a lot of flights were going way. I was looking at a flight, and one of my listeners of my own show was showing me somebody going from Houston, actually, all the way up into Indiana.
Oh, wow.
Find a break in it, and then finally back around to Atlanta. And at one point, she was asking, because on the tracking software, it kind of made a full circle, and then it continued on. And she thought that they were maybe diverting into St. Louis. And she said, what was that all about? And I said, well, two theories. Number one, it could have been that they were trying to gather their courage to get through that line of weather, so they had to buy a little extra time and do that circle. That's a joke. And
I mean, I would believe it. I was watching the storms myself.
And the other thing I said is a possibility is, we have these chemtrails that we dump out, the chemical and it could be that they got a message from the federal government that said that they needed to hit that spot again, so they had to circle back around.
Nice. Fumigating with the blue ice. I love it.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, all that running around and blah 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 landed me in Houston with a passenger. So the customer service line was like 100 people deep. And at some point, and the people who were hosting me for this were getting hysterical because there was no way it couldn't be rescheduled. It had to happen.
Were you like the keynote speaker or something?
I do these accreditation reviews as we call it service to the profession, and it's effectively an audit of a university. And 6 out of the 9 people on the team were not in Houston.
Oh. Oh well.
So let me tell you how serious it was. The vice president of the college was the one that was on the phone with me trying to find accommodations and things like that. So they set me up. Actually, it ended up being okay after a 14-hour day. They put me up at a nice hotel right there in the Houston Marriott. I mean, I went down into the basement to the train and ended up in the hotel lobby, so it was nice. And got some room service, chilled out for the night, and then started all over again the next morning.
Oh boy.
What was your final destination?
I'd rather not say because it would reveal the university.
Okay.
But
it wasn't Houston itself. You had to go somewhere else.
No, I had to go somewhere else in a little jumper.
Ah. Oh, I bet I know what it is.
Yeah, but you know what? If you read my blog, I actually mentioned it there, so I don't know why I'm being evasive now.
Well, I don't read your blog.
Down on the border.
What's that?
So down in Harlingen.
Oh, I don't know where you went.
Brownsville.
Okay. Oh, great. Well, I'm glad that you got there safe and sound, and you returned safe and sound.
Mm-hmm. The return trip was easier.
It's always good to be home, isn't it?
It is indeed. Although I have to tell you, and Steve will probably appreciate this, I didn't have any Tex-Mex or Mexican food while I was there. I was so upset. They took us to an Italian restaurant.
Oh, jeez. Texas Italian is the best.
Do you like Tex-Mex, Maria?
I like all of that stuff.
You really are. We have to go to northern New Mexico and have New Mexican food.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
It's the best.
Let's do it from New Mexico next weekend.
All right.
Yeah.
It's really good to go in October because of the green chili season.
Oh, yeah.
It's wonderful. It's best food around.
Mm-mm.
Steve, what have you? Well, you're not in your normal surroundings. Where the heck are you?
No, I am in Memphis, Tennessee, home of Elvis Presley.
Right. Wasn't
Yeah.
born there, but spent most of his life there.
I would have gone with the blues,
Right.
but I don't know.
Blues, yeah. I'm not.
And barbecue and blues and Elvis. What a great combo.
Yeah. In fact, I'm not too far from Beale Street. This hotel is about
Nice.
4 blocks, maybe.
Nice.
And,
I recommend you, if you have some time to do this today, Steve, take one of those streetcars, head south or whatever direction that is. I think it's south, and down toward the Civil Rights Museum thing down there, right behind that hotel that Martin Luther King was shot and killed.
the Lorraine Motel.
Yeah, right behind it is a place called like Central Barbecue or something, and it is excellent.
I might have to give that a shot.
And
I'm
you can
here.
go down there and see all that stuff too. It's really amazing.
It'll clear your sinuses better than any of those things that you're taking.
Oh, I need that because I've got what I thought was a cold, but I don't think it's a cold because I think it's more of like a bacterial thing. I may have to go to urgent care to get some antibiotics or something.
So why are you in? I'm sorry.
Oh, why am I here?
Yeah, why are you in Memphis?
I am scouting hotel convention sites for my fraternity's national convention in 2017. I'm scouting for 2017. So I'm here as a guest of the Memphis Convention and Visitors Bureau, and they're treating me very, very nicely. I got a free ticket to go to the Sun City recording studio yesterday, which is where Elvis did a lot of his early stuff. And they gave me a free ticket to Graceland today and a ticket to the symphony tonight. So
Nice.
Oh, fun.
Oh, they're whining and dining you.
They're all musical. They're all musically, connected.
Yeah. But it's just fun. It's a fun place to be. It's if you haven't ever been to Memphis, then it's got a unique atmosphere on Beale Street, which is where a lot of the black music, soul music, and the blues originated. At least the recording of it. So it's really cool. B.B. King's restaurant is there. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Nice.
Are you wearing blue suede shoes?
I am not.
Oh,
I'm
that's a
wearing
shame.
white New Balance.
I have something you need to go see if you've never seen it before. The Peabody Hotel on your way down to Beale Street, and watch the ducks.
I walked in the lobby yesterday, but I missed the ducks.
The ducks. I think they go back up at 5 o'clock. I think.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Just
My
quickly,
hotel is right next to the big pyramid. Have you seen the big pyramid?
yeah, the Civic Center or whatever they call that.
Yeah, but they're remodeling it. You know what it's going to be? It's going to be the world's largest Bass Pro Shop.
Oh. What a downer.
Well, apparently they're going to have all kinds of stuff inside. I mean, this is huge. This is like a basketball arena. So it's going to have like a real live forest or something in it. I don't know. They were kind of vague on what it's supposed to be inside, so I don't know, but it ought to be pretty cool.
Well, I'd like to talk about that pyramid in a minute after we take our break. But quickly, Father Corey, how have you been?
Well, not as much traveling as everybody else has been. I think I'm the only one who stayed put all week.
Okay, good. I'm glad you didn't have anything to tell us because we're going to hear some music coming up. But getting back to that pyramid, do you know what the significance of the pyramid is, Steve?
Well, Memphis is named after an ancient city in Egypt, I believe.
You got it.
Hmm.
That's right. You asked most Memphisians? What do you call the people of Memphis?
Amphibians?
Memphisians.
Amphibian.
Amphibian. If you ask them, I'd say 90% of them have no clue why there's a pyramid. But, listen to that. I hear music in the background.
It's working.
Yes, it is. So it's time for our first break. So what should we talk about in our first break? How about some of the shows on SQPN, like the Secret series. We have all kinds of great programming, much better than this show. And one of them, is a new one, Secrets of Doctor Who, and we have one of the hosts of Doctor Who, and we have, I don't know, is that Einstein that, Maria, you're holding up?
Yeah, he's giving you the thumbs up.
Crazy Einstein is giving us a thumbs up. Excellent.
I think it's a thumb. I'm
I love
sure
that.
it's a thumb.
Well, anyway, Father Corey is one of the guest hosts of the Secrets of Doctor Who, a brand new program. Our Secret series are really cool shows that kind of take a look at one particular area of popular culture, Doctor Who in this case. We have the Secrets of Star Wars, the Secrets of The Hobbit, the Secrets of The Voice. Oh, wait a minute, that's not one. Anyway, you name it, we have a secret show probably, and it's a great place where they kind of really go into depth about what's happening with the show. And Secrets of Once Upon a Time, another very popular show. So check those out as well as, and I'm sure many of you listening to this show already listen to Father Roderick's outstanding programming, the Break, and the newly renamed, used to be Geek Priest, now it's Geek Week, and you can see all of that great programming by heading over to sqpn.com. I'm not sure how long this music is going to go.
It's interminable, isn't it?
Okay, I'm going to vamp a little bit here. What else can we do? We can dance? Yeah, but the people that are listening, they can't see us dancing. No, not at all.
So come and watch us live on Saturday mornings at 10:30.
Yeah, thank you.
You can see the train wreck live.
Exactly. And if you want to send us feedback, 862-200-SQPN. That's 1-862-200-6667. I actually wrote it down.
Look at who's prepared this week.
I remembered that at the very last minute. I thought, oh yeah, I need to write that down. So, and also send us email, catholicweekend@sqpn.com. Another way to send us feedback. So we haven't had a lot of feedback lately, so that'd be fun. Let us know what you think, or if there's something you want us to talk about. Let us know. Oh, you can also sponsor a show by heading over to sqpn.com, and at that top bar there, you'll see donate, and you can donate individually, which we'll talk about later, or you can sponsor a show. And so if you have a book or something you want to promote, or you want to give a gift to somebody, you can sponsor a show by heading over there. And I think it's almost over. Yes.
Did you see that Pat Padley sent us some feedback?
Oh, he did?
Yeah, check your Gmail.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we go to our feedback segment, Maria? I'm not the only host on this show. Come on, help me out.
I'd love to, only it's audio, so if I play it, you won't hear it.
Oh, it's audio feedback.
Yeah, it's audio
and
feedback.
I need to find it. Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Well, you talk about something else while I go and find that audio feedback from Pat.
So last week I had those shout-outs to the people who have sent me feedback for the show randomly through other people. Did I tell you that one of them, Brian's feedback, came through Allison Gingras, who sent me a Facebook message that she had met him. We can't even get straight feedback, guys.
This sounds like a telephone game. Well, I heard from so-and-so who heard from so-and-so who heard from her mom who heard it from her sister.
Oh, right. So we could use some feedback. Send it to the feedback line.
Here's a hint. You send us feedback, we talk less.
That's right. Father.
That's an incentive. I'm not sure how to find it, but I'm going to keep trying to find this feedback. So why don't we talk about, while I do that, this article on a website called Acts of the Apostasy. And Father Corey, you want to dive into that? It's the Synod 2014 Survivors Kit.
Right. Well, I'm sure it's hard to miss in the Catholic social media circles anyways, all the talk about the Synod. And, there's people who are up in arms and they're upset and they've been reading the documents and they've been hearing the news reports, and everybody just seems to be at wit's end with the whole thing. And this Acts of the Apostasy, great blog run by a guy named Larry. Let's see, I'm trying to think I can't remember his last name now, or last initial.
Larry D.
Larry D. Thank you. He does kind of some satire and stuff like that. It can get a little sarcastic at times, but he's got some good humor sometimes. This was a good one. He says, that if any time over the week you find yourself in distress over the goings on in Rome during the 2014 Synod of the Family, A of the A, Acts of the Apostasy, has made available the Synod 2014 Survivors Kits. The Survivor Kit includes a rosary, so you can do some praying for the Synod, spend some time in front of our Lord in the Blessed Sacrament in adoration, read the Scriptures. If things get too bad, you can grab a fire extinguisher. If your hair's on fire, point the nozzle at your head and activate. Repeat as required. And if that doesn't work, take your computer and throw it in the trash.
There you go. That's the best one right there.
Which, believe me, some days I really want to do. I like the point he's making. I really like the point he's making. First of all, chill out. Pray. Read the Scriptures. People are getting really upset about the Synod, and first of all, that's not good for your spiritual life. Stress over church politics, to put it frankly, is not good for the spiritual life. And the best thing you can do if you are upset with the Synod, is stop looking. Walk away from the computer. Go pray the rosary. Go before the Blessed Sacrament if you can. Open up the Bible. Just do something other than stress about the Synod. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. We know that. But it's not good for your spiritual life. Praying for it is. So I like that idea. Pray for them. Pray for the bishops who are there, that the truth of the Catholic faith may come out as part of their work. Realize we have a news media that likes to stir up all these kind of controversies to promote their agenda. Don't let them get to you.
Yeah, when you're only getting things piecemeal, and especially in the little sound bites that are designed to agitate, it's the ultimate trolling. Mm-hmm. And it is kind of crazy.
A lot of people seem to like to try to steer the conversation when they're not even part of the conversation.
Exactly.
Oh, that's right. That's a good way of putting it.
Well, they think if they can get enough Catholics agitated for same-sex so-called marriage or contraception or communion to those who are divorced and remarried without an annulment, or those who are cohabitating, if they think they can stir up enough Catholics to do this, then the Pope is magically just going to throw up his hands and say, well, I have to do it. All these Catholics want it.
Well, that's what's going to happen. I mean, I've heard that they're going to validate same-sex unions and contraception. Forget about all that stuff. Don't worry about that anymore. Mm-hmm. Right? Isn't, again, we go back to that fundamental misunderstanding of what doctrine and dogma means. It means it can't change.
Correct.
And everybody wants it to change. Well, not everybody, but there are a lot of people out there that do, but they don't understand, or maybe they just ignore. Maybe they do understand, and they just ignore it and think that the church will buckle to societal pressure, and it ain't going to happen.
No, exactly. And of course, the funny part is most of the people that I see that are agitating for that are people in, of course, being an English-speaking American citizen, I see mostly people from the United States, some from Canada, some from England, but mostly people from the United States who are English speakers. And that's all democratic or republic societies where you vote for your leaders, you vote for laws, you vote for these things. And if majority wants X, then majority is going to get X. At least that's the theory. And of course, the church is not a democracy. We don't vote on.
What? We don't get to vote on.
Oh, wait a minute. What did I sign up for?
Yeah, exactly. You don't get to vote if your pastor is going to stay or not. I know some churches do that. Fortunately for me, at least.
I know some churches would like to do that.
Yeah. There are some people here I think that would more than happy to vote me off the island,
We're
so
going
to
to vote
speak.
you off the island.
That's one of the refreshing things for me. I'm a convert to Catholicism, and that was one of the refreshing things is that when I started, when my wife years and years and years ago told me that she was going to want to go to a different church and got us started in this whole process of becoming Catholic, and I started looking at the catechism, that was one of the things that I thought was so refreshing about the Catholic Church, that it's not going to bend to societal pressures, that if it was true back 2,000 years ago, approximately, it's true now. So, well, I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but there's some great music by the U.S. Air Force Airmen of Note, which...
Go Air Force.
Yes, go Air Force. Yeah.
Whatever. Go music that they produce.
Fly high, fly higher. Off, up and away in our beautiful balloon. Wait, that's not it either. Well, anyway, whatever the motto is.
Petula Clark?
What is the motto of the Air Force? Flying high?
Their slogan on commercials is aim high, so.
Aim high, that's it. You may never actually reach it, but aim for it, darn it. So, anyway, let's take a quick break. And the reason why I didn't see that email feedback or audio feedback, Maria, is because he sent it like just minutes ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like 10:21 this morning or something like that. So, I think.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, so it's because it just got here. So, but we have it. I have it. I'll be ready to play it after we get finished with this break. So, while we are being serenaded by the U.S. Air Force Airmen of Note, let me tell you a little bit more about the StarQuest Production Network. We're a production company, podcasting network, audio and video, and all kinds of stuff like that. We put on an annual conference, and by the way, we have a big one planned next year. It's our 2015 Jubilee CNMC, and CNMC stands for Catholic New Media Conference. But next year, really, it's going to be the Catholic New Media Celebration, as it was in the beginning. Our first one was back in 2008, I believe, in Atlanta. And anyway, we're celebrating 10 years of Catholic New Media presence. And that's what we do at StarQuest Production Network. And if you want to help us with our mission, you can do that by, well, number one, praying for us, which is always an important thing. And I need a lot of prayers. Just ask anybody that knows me. But you can also help us out financially by becoming a friend of SQPN. And you do that by heading over, again, to sqpn.com. Just look at that donate tab there or button, or go directly to the donation site, sqpn.com/donate. And there you can designate a certain amount of money per month or just a one-time donation. Anything, trust me, anything helps. It all adds up. And other ways to help us out with our fundraising, because what we do here is not without expense. We actually have part-time employees, and we have pretty high costs for web hosting and media server hosting, etc. Lots of costs there, so we need help with that. And you can help us out by purchasing things from Amazon.com, but before you do, use the link on the website, the Amazon links, and we get a portion of the purchase. That really helps. And finally, if you're looking for a hosting service, Bluehost.com offers a great hosting platform for very affordable pricing, unlimited bandwidth, unlimited storage, etc. Check it out by heading over to sqpn.com/Bluehost. And Steve himself uses Bluehost hosting, and he is a happy customer. Aren't you?
You are correct, Jeff.
Thank you.
You are correct. In fact, I just paid my subscription for another year.
Excellent. Excellent. Father Roderick, the CEO of our network, uses Bluehost hosting for his own personal website as well. So there we go. Check it out. Again, sqpn.com. So now we are back, and it is time for our next segment. And this next segment, I've just decided, is the feedback segment. let's hear, and I don't know really what Pat has said in his feedback. So let's.
Oh, it'll be a big surprise.
It's going to be a surprise for everyone, I think.
Are you sure it's feedback?
I don't know. Maybe
It's feedback.
It's Pat Hadley giving you guys a call. I wanted to share some feedback as you guys have been my companions on a recent trip this week. I had to go up to Chicago for some work and then back down to Austin for some work as well. So it's been nice to listen to you guys and have some familiar voices to hear on my travels. Wanted to mention, based on last week's episode, the conversation about social media and Twitter and Facebook. About the problem of following or unfollowing or unfriending people. First, you guys kind of talked about Twitter, and I like to call Twitter the world's water cooler. So if you're ever wanting to know what's going on in the world, I hop on Twitter. In fact, most of the time I end up seeing news on Twitter first before I see it anywhere else. In terms of the following and unfollowing, to me, it's all about value, and you shouldn't follow anybody just because they follow you back. You should follow them if you feel like they're actually going to provide you value. The same thing for why you should follow someone or why people should even follow you is if you're tweeting relevant things or providing value to them, then that's the reason why. Same thing goes with Facebook. I recently have actually kind of tried to clean up my Facebook to make it more personal. And, Sarah, I would say if you have that one crazy, weird person still from high school that you are friends with that is kind of irrelevant, I would say that you just need to unfriend them. Lastly, I thought it would be important to say just how I manage Twitter. When you follow thousands of people, it's kind of hard, but I use lists as well. So I have a list, kind of like my favorites or circle of trust, if you will, that are the people that I for sure definitely want to be able to check in and see. It allows me to pop in for 15 minutes and just see what's going on with those people. I also curate lists based on subject. So like I have a public list I curate about people who are Catholic and tweet, kind of like Catholic tweets. I have one for PR and advertising and marketing. So it allows me to just pop in real quick and do that. And then the last thing I just wanted to say about the bucket list baby is completely incredible. As a new dad, it was just incredible to see that. So thanks for sharing that. And apparently I need to write a book because it seems that these days everybody is towards the end of your podcast. So if you have ideas, tweet me at ppadley. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.
All right. Thank you, Pat Padley.
If you only knew how funny that was. Everybody should be writing a book. Yeah.
Well, Maria, you're breaking up again.
That's probably a good thing.
No, we're kind of catching every other word. So. Why don't you stop talking and save up your bandwidth? Yeah, Steve, have you written a book?
Can I write a book?
Yeah, please do.
I don't have any idea what to write about.
Write about your endeavor as a missionary, a part-time missionary.
I was only there 9 months.
Well, I mean, I can't say as a missionary. Well, I guess I could.
Well, the title is Night Missionary.
What is it called?
It's just a period.
We can't hear what you're saying, Maria. Why don't you dial that thing back down to even a lower setting, your bandwidth, and even if we have to lose your video, at least we'll get your audio.
Yeah. No, he had some good thoughts though, and it's kind of funny. I just the other day I was looking at my Twitter, going, "Gee, I should probably make up some list." It does have that capability, because every update is like 30 people every minute. It's like, yeah, I'm not able to catch all these. So I use.
Have you ever used TweetDeck?
Oh yeah.
I use that, and I have several lists on there that I use.
I use it's very similar to TweetDeck. It's called Hootsuite, and I've been using that for a long time. And I have different Twitter accounts, and then in each one I have different, as you said, different lists and different things that I search for or watch. And that's about the only way that I can manage with Twitter.
I've just never been able to get into Hootsuite.
Why?
I don't know. It just the paradigm just doesn't. I don't know. It's Doesn't
What's
suit
interesting
me.
about that is that like TweetDeck, it's very similar to TweetDeck, I think. But I know what you mean, because you go to something different, and then it's just like, this interface doesn't make any sense to me. But then you find something. I guess that's one of the wonderful things about so many different options out there for these social networks, that you can actually find, especially with Twitter, because there's so many different ways that you can access it and interact with it. But each one has its limitations, I think. Yeah, Maria's just sitting there smiling, unless that's just a freeze frame. Are you still with us?
I guess I am. Can you hear me?
Nearly.
Nope.
It's really not much better.
Should I just jump off and come back on?
You could try that and maybe see if there's something else going on your computer that might be hogging some of the CPU, or perhaps somebody using bandwidth in your house.
I don't think so. Although, you know what?
All right, well, we'll hold a place
let me
for
just-
you in line.
Yeah, I'll jump off and come back on. See what
Okay.
happens.
All right, we'll be here. Okay, so yeah, what do you use, Father Corey?
Right now, I just pretty much use either. Well, actually, I've mostly been using just the Twitter website still, because I've been using the Twitter Mac app, but I've been finding it to be kind of doggy on my Mac, and I don't know if it's doing. And it doesn't, it doesn't look like it's a CPU issue or a memory issue, because those look okay, but just when it's running, everything seems to dog down, and so I don't know if it's doing something with the video card, because it's, this is an older iMac, and it's got not the greatest video card. It's basically a notebook type video card, so it's not exactly the most feature-rich, high-performance video card out there.
What
So
version of OS are you using?
I'm on latest and I'm on 10.9.
Mavericks?
Yep, I haven't upgraded to Yosemite yet. Soon. I'm gonna let the super fanboys get it first and suck down all that bandwidth, and then get it when it's kind of quiet and I can get it halfway decent speed. But it's just
I always wait till the first update.
Yeah.
That's very smart.
Yeah, there's a whole other issue with Yosemite I had when I was trying to play with the beta, but yeah, it's weird that it doesn't work well. So I just use the Twitter front page. I used to use TweetDeck years ago before they were bought out by Twitter. I should probably pull that up again, because I did like it when I would use it. It was very real estate intensive. It takes up a lot of screen if you got a number of lists, but it's a good. At least it was when I used it. It was a good program.
Well, they have a web version instead of a standalone program version, and that's what I've been using, and it seems to work fine for me.
It seems to me that TweetDeck, the web version, would be just almost exactly like Hootsuite, because that's a web list.
Yeah,
it probably is. I tried to use Hootsuite, I don't know, a long time ago, and I just never could get into it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's what you get used to.
Hey, well, the complete opposite of programs like TweetDeck and Hootsuite on the web is something I'm trying to find it right now. That is very, very tiny, and where is it? I can't remember the name of it now. I thought tiny was in the name. Oh, never mind. I'm looking through my applications on the machine here, but I don't see it. Anyway, never mind. If I find it, I'll mention it.
Yeah, there used to be a really good, just really, really light Twitter client, and then of course Twitter put this. Well, we're only going to allow 100,000 tokens or whatever it is, and once you hit 100,000, you can't add any more.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because they wanted to cut off all third-party applications, and it was kind of sad because it was much better than the actual Twitter app, and it was just small, simple. It worked.
Okay. Oh, I know what it is. It's called Itsy.
Itsy.
Itsy. ITSY. And it's, very, very minimalistic, and I like it. It actually shows inline photos and that kind of thing. It does a lot of what the big Twitter clients do, but it uses very little memory, and anyway, so you should check it out. Maybe that'll be my pick of the week. So I didn't say anything.
Yeah, there you go. Didn't hear anything.
So anyway, well, hey, you may remember, guys, this previous co-host of Catholic weekend. Here, let me play his theme. Billy Newton. Well, Billy Newton is a very prolific Twitterer, Facebooker, social media person, author, website. What else can we say about Billy? There's so many things you can say. And
socks wearing.
Yeah, fancy socks wearing, etc. He's in the Washington, D.C. area. He is a lawyer and just an all-around great guy. And we need to have him back on the show sometime. But anyway, the reason why I'm mentioning him is that speaking of, when I was looking through some of my Twitter feeds, I noticed that he had tweeted something about this article in the telegraph.co.uk, and the name or the title of the article is Pray for Porsche. And it seems like Porsche ended up hiring the Sistine Chapel for a group of tourists. The guests will enjoy a concert of choral music and then sit down to a gala dinner in the Vatican museums, all of which certainly puts a working lunch down at the Dog and Duck to shame. I guess the Dog and Duck must be someplace in London. In exchange, the Catholic Church will receive a donation to be passed on to the poor, a noble arrangement. But the diners must surely be nervous. What if one of them spills a little red wine and defaces a masterpiece? So anyway, I guess Billy thought, this is not a good idea. He was not happy with that. What do you think? We should be opening up our beautiful places with all these beautiful masterpieces for just any group that pays us enough money?
I personally, when I read about that, I was a little upset. Of course, this is kind of one of those annoyances I have in our church today, that we open up, our churches are supposed to be sacred areas, whether it's a chapel like the Sistine Chapel, your parish church, an oratory, any place where we celebrate Mass, where we gather for the worship and praise of God, is a sacred place, and we need to protect that. And when I saw that the Sistine Chapel, which is one of the most beautiful chapels in all of Christendom, there's very, very few chapels that can match the beauty of that, and they're using it as a place for a party. I was not happy about that, because it's a trend you see, especially here in the United States, where you'll have these beautiful churches, and then they'll have secular events. They'll have concerts that and having a concert in a church, if it's religious music, I could kind of understand it. Like if you're doing like Bach's Mass or a Mozart religious piece or something like that, I could kind of understand it. You could kind of justify it. But if it's just like a secular performance of a musical or something like that, that always drives me up the wall. And it's this kind of thing that they do. It doesn't seem. It seems like, hey, let's take this beautiful place of worship and turn it into a concert hall or a party venue. It just doesn't work for me.
I agree with you, Father, but you also come down to the crux of it is we have a call to give preference to the poor. And now I know there's other ways to raise money for the poor, but when it comes down to, I agree with you, but I can understand the argument of like, well, what's more important, the sacred space or the ability to help the poor?
And I would
can you even make that? Or can you even make that
dichotomy?
Yeah.
No, I agree with you on that. I understand that. I'm just saying, if the only thing that we can do to raise money is to hold concerts and parties in our sacred spaces, we're not thinking well enough.
Have you ever seen Sister Act?
Yes.
Unfortunately.
What's your?
I agree with you. I mean, with the Sistine Chapel,
that's great music.
That's where we elect the Pope. Is in the Sistine Chapel.
Exactly. No, and it of course, counter argument, that we have preferential option to the poor. So how many poor people are going to be there?
Well, he's talking about the money that they're raising.
I know, but I'm saying if you got a preferential option to the poor, why aren't poor people also going to be invited?
Good point. like the wedding and inviting the people. Well, we don't want to get into that.
No jeans allowed.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's Llewellyn's Leap by Alan Marchand in the background, indicating it is our final break. And during this break, I'd like to announce something that I think is very, very special. And that is tomorrow is a very big day. It's the 18th anniversary. The 18th anniversary of the ordination of somebody that is near and dear to all of us, and that is Father Roderick. And he is such a modest guy because he didn't even mention it on any of his shows that he just taped earlier today. So we here at Catholic Weekend, you know, nothing gets by us, or at least it doesn't get by Lynn. Thank you, Lynn. So she said, make sure that you mention that it is Father Roderick's ordination anniversary tomorrow, his 18th. So congratulations, Father, for being around as a priest for 18 years. And let's see, you only have, eternity to go.
Yeah.
That makes him a grown-up now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's a grown-up priest.
Yeah.
A priest forever, right? Even in heaven? Now, that's one of those things that sacramental marriages end when we die, right? Till death do us part.
Mm-hmm.
But you are a priest forever, is that right?
Exactly.
Unless they
Exactly.
strip you of it. But we won't
Well,
go into that.
you know, honestly, the sacramental character never leaves, even if a person is laicized, removed from their vows. The sacramental character never leaves.
Huh. Or defrocked, is that the word?
That's the common term you might hear, yeah.
Wasn't, let's see, what was the saint's name? Saint Francis, wasn't he defrocked? He defrocked himself. I'm sorry.
That was before the frog.
I know.
He was a streaker.
He was a streaker. Streaker was cool. I don't know how we got off that track, sorry. So anyway, how long have you been a priest, Father Corey?
6 years.
Still a toddler.
I was a baby priest.
I'm in kindergarten priest school.
So, well, that's excellent. So again, Father, if you're listening, congratulations from all of us at Catholic Weekend and everybody in the community. All right, we're back, and probably the best thing to do at this point would be for me to find this button here. Yes, it's that time, I think, because we're on a very strict schedule, and I'm assuming that we need to do this now, or else we'll never get to it. So, you know what? Oh, guess what? Before we do that, actually, do we have time to do the saints? Let's do the picks of the week first, and then if we have time, we'll talk a little bit about the saints of the week, and then we'll do our plugs, and we'll sign off. What do you think?
Go for it.
Okay, so who would like to go first with their pick of the week?
I want pick me.
Okay, you.
Me.
Yep.
I win.
You got it.
I win. Okay, so the pick of the week is for our darling Diva, who sent me an email. Hey, can you do this on the show? So,
using us again.
Using us again. She's supposed to be coming on, but she won't give us a date. She has. I think she was my pick. Was she my pick of the week last week or the week before?
Yeah, I think it was last week.
The Grace of Yes.
Mm-hmm.
8 Virtues to Growing. Or
I know what you're going to do.
Something.
Okay.
Blah, blah, book. Her book, The Grace of Yes.
Her latest book.
Her latest book. That's right. This is like the most prolific writer I know. This dear Lisa Hendy. Anyway, she has this great book, and I did read it already, and I really recommend it to everyone. But it also has the best cover art of any book out there. It has a fish out of water. And it's a fish popping out of the yes, out of the Y, that looks like a martini glass. I think it's supposed to be, I mean, really, I think it's supposed to be like a little fish bowl.
No, it's a martini.
It's a martini glass. So she's having a contest for all of us to name the fish. Gosh, that's like, I don't want any of you to play because I want to win. But
I'm going to play.
You're going to play? Name the fish. So I'm going to make sure that the link to the contest is in the show notes, but you can go to catholicmom.com, The Grace of Yes, and name the goldfish contest. And we've got some important dates coming up. There's round 1, which is October 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So that starts right into Monday and Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Submit your name and nominate your favorite charity. That's the second part of it, which is very important. And then round 2 starts October 23rd and runs through the 25th, which is voting on the final 3. And I think Lisa's probably going to get to pick. But the prizes are really awesome. It's $250 to your favorite charity and a signed copy of The Grace of Yes. I win anyway because I'm going to get a signed copy because I'll just fly out there and get it. Second prize. I'll just knock on her door. Lisa, sign.
You need to get what you need to do is you need to get a selfie of Lisa signing your book.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And second prize is $50 to your favorite charity and a signed copy of The Grace of Yes. And third prize is the booby prize. It is merely a signed copy of The Grace of Yes.
Wow, 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 wow.
Not really. Lisa's probably one of the most gracious authors out there. She will stop and talk to everybody. Isn't she delightful? We love her.
She is delightful.
So anyway, check that out. Do it. Name the goldfish. Personally, I like Myron. Nobody can take that one.
Okay. Good luck with that. I think that will not be Myron. No, anyway. So who wants to go next with their pick of the week?
I can go.
I'll go next.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, Steve.
Oh, well, I thought that since I am in Memphis, that my pick of the week would be the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
That's a good one.
I'm just basically right across the street from it. I look out my hotel window and I can see it from here. And in fact, I'm going to try to go visit it maybe this afternoon. But I've always had a lot of respect for the work they do there. I don't know how Catholic they are, but they certainly do good work. When
they do have,
researching.
Don't they have a pretty big connection to the church, or I don't know, maybe not.
When Danny Thomas was alive, I think maybe it was a stronger connection than it is now, but I don't know. I don't know for sure. They would have to tell you that.
Yeah. Well, they do great stuff. You're right. Great hospital. Definitely. I think that everybody goes there, isn't it? Like they don't charge for that.
I believe that's true. I think it's free. I think so.
That's wonderful. Great pick. Thank you, Steve. Father Corey.
Well, my pick is the Reach Youth Ministry. This is a group of young men and women. They're generally college age, who go around and do youth retreats and so on like that. They work with youth groups and stuff like that to put on youth retreats, talk to the youth groups, stuff like that. They were originally founded, actually they told us last night that they were founded 40 years ago. This is their 40th anniversary in Yakima, Washington. And they were based out of the Diocese of Yakima for quite a few years until about 5-6 years ago, they moved to the Diocese of Helena, our neighboring Montana diocese. And so this year we decided we wanted to get them in and have them come in and do a weekend retreat for our kids and for kids of other parishes. So they're here. They got here last night, and getting things set up and arranged, and they're over there right now. I think getting things planned out and figured out, and welcoming the kids as they come and stuff like that. So it should be a good weekend, but it's a good ministry. I'm familiar with them because when I was in high school 20 years ago, a team came to my hometown for my confirmation retreat, and that was a lot of fun. So very good retreat. They go all over the country. I'm not sure where all they go, but they're, like I said, they're based out of Helena, but they'll travel anywhere. I mean, they've talked about being. One of the gals is from Florida. One of the young ladies who's here is from Florida. So they're all over the country, and it's a great program.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you, Father Corey. My pick of the week. I have several now. What was it called? Etsy, the very, very lightweight Twitter client. If you're tired of using those big giant hogs like TweetDeck and Hootsuite, which would be my other pick, Hootsuite. I love using that for a Twitter client. But But anyway, check out Etsy if you're looking for something nice and small, compact, doesn't take up a lot of space on your screen, and works great. I love it. I think it's free. The other thing that I was going to mention is, because we're not going to have time, it looks like, to go through the Saints of the Week, but I would like to do a shout out to Terry Jones, the one who basically manages and put together this incredibly huge, resourceful site on SQPN. You can go over to saints.sqpn.com. And Terry Jones is the one that came up with this amazing database, Patron Saint Index, etc. And this is where Lynn gets most of her information when we talk about the Saints of the Week. And so you can already hear the music in the background. This is going to be the scariest part of the show for me, because that means we have to end right at the right moment. So we'll see how that goes. And the other thing was going to be my pick of the week is I'm having a little airline pilot guy meetup today over here in Atlanta at the DeKalb Peachtree Airport, or we call it Peachtree DeKalb, PDK, at the 57th Fighter Group Restaurant. And several folks that listen to my show here in the area wanted to get together, so we're going to get together today, this afternoon. So if you're watching live and you have want to hang out and talk aviation, you may not want to, but if you do, head over to the 57th Fighter Group Restaurant at PDK today. I'm going to be there about 3:30ish, something like that, and on. So those are my picks, and it is time now for us to do our pluggery. And let's start with Father Corey. How can we find more about you in the digital space?
Well, you can usually find my homilies at frcory.org, frcory.org. I can be found on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, even that LO. I finally broke down for that one.
Oh, no.
FR Corey Stica, last name spelled Sticha.
And Plurk, don't forget them. Are they still around?
Still around.
Really?
Yeah.
Still around? Oh my
Is
God!
everybody still using Plurk?
I never closed my account.
Wow.
I don't know how to get into it anymore, but
I don't know what my username or password is. But
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, Father Corey, again. Again, don't forget to check out The Secrets of Doctor Who and fathercorey.org and follow him at Father Corey, right?
oh,
Father
funny.
Corey Stica.
Father Corey Stika. And Maria, another cup of coffee. I think it's time for that, don't you?
Yeah. Follow me at Bagel Johnson. Bagel on Twitter, BEGO on Twitter, and another cup of coffee is bageljohnson.com, and I've been pretty active there. So you can read my 7 quick takes, the Texas edition, and find out what happened to me in Texas.
Okay.
And if you are on Plurk and you know what my username is, send it to me.
Well, just go on to Plurk and you'll find it. No, wait a minute, that doesn't work. Yeah. So hey, Plurk out. Steve.
Yes. Everything is Esteban.com.
Esteban. No, wait a minute, that's not right. What is it again?
Everything is Esteban.com.
Everything is Esteban.com.
Everything is Esteban.
Yeah.
Ever since I moved, I've done a lousy job of getting my life in gear when it comes to my blog, but I'm going to keep trying.
Well, keep on trying. Aim high, as we say in the Air Force. And I am, as I mentioned before, the Airline Pilot Guy. You can find me there, airlinepilotguy.com, and you can find out how to follow me on Twitter and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. So, again, if you happen to be in the Atlanta area today, head over to PDK and join us for a beer or a Coke or whatever. The music is getting louder. That means that we're almost finished here. So thanks for joining us here today. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a great Catholic weekend. Take care. And God bless. And there's still music playing. I knew I wouldn't be able to do this.
There's a whole other minute going.
No, it's only seconds. It's almost over. Listen. Let's listen to Maria playing again.
SQPN, leading the way in Catholic new media.
Well, that wasn't too painful.
We're out. We did it. That was exactly
Yeah.
1 hour.
Yeah. Well, okay, so it's doable.
You know what? I think that went pretty well for our very first time doing that.
Exactly.
It was a lot better, Maria, wouldn't you agree, than the first attempts at a Catholic Weekend podcast?
Oh gosh.
Episode 1, episode 000.
Oh, episode 000.
Oh my
gosh.
Around.
Those were a piece of work.
That's funny. It got good around. No, I don't think it ever got good, but yeah.
Got better at doing it at
We
least.
got better at doing bad.
Hey, at least Pat Padley likes it.
Oh,
right.
We know that somebody's listening to us.
somebody's listening to us. Somebody's monitoring us. The TSA listens.
Well, if it's a translation,
yeah,
Bob Roderick has been doing this for how long, and he still screws up, so I guess we're okay.
You know,
Well,
it's
remember
really...
the days when he would just start an entire new podcast if he blew it?
Yeah.
He still kind of does. If he's within like the first minute or two, he'll just stop, restart.
Mm-hmm. And I guess we could still do that. It's just a little bit more of a hassle to go and reset everything.
We all know, you can tell in the first 10 seconds if you're going to make it or not,
Mhm.
Sometimes you just have to stop and say, all right, take a break.
Yeah, it's like that big ball is just barely starting to move, and you go, okay, we can stop it. We can stop it. But then
Well-
once it gets to a certain point, you can't stop it.
But come on, we started and we know it's going to be bad, and we just keep. Let's face it.
That's the advantage we have at this show.
We're not
is that
that
we know it's
bad.
going to be bad. So
We're not that bad. There are worse shows out there.
okay, name one. Okay, yeah, probably shouldn't. But you know what? I think though the numbers are in. We are the #1 Catholic talk show on Saturday mornings on the internet.
Yeah.
We're also the only one, I think,
Yeah.
Well,
Saturday
there you go.
morning.
I should start a competitor.
You should start a competitor.
Steve's weekend.
We would all jump.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate your support, Maria.
The whole soundboard
I
is
wouldn't,
getting
I,
a
wouldn't,
trial.
I wouldn't have any of that. I wouldn't have any of those little sound bites.
I know. What would you
On
have?
my side.
Yeah,
Huh?
yours would be.
Wow.
What in the world was that?
That's snoring.
Oh my gosh.
See, that wouldn't happen on my show either.
Let's see, what else could we play?
Now you get to play with the sound.
Order in the court.
I knew that was coming. Oh.
But this is what you would have on Steve's show. Which we'll never, ever forget.
No.
I would listen to it, Steve. I miss, what was it called? At the U? On the U?
On the U.
On
Yeah.
the U. Yeah.
On the U.
Oh.
That's where it only survived because of Pat Padley.
And then Pat Padley and his brother
he
Nick
went
started, in between Sundays, and that's been gone for a while.
Well, Nick ran off and got married, and then he had babies.
Well, and then Pat did the
you
same
know.
darn thing.
And he
Wanted to
did the same thing. All
wanted to
these.
be just like his big brother.
Be careful. Starting a podcast makes you get married and have babies.
Yeah, so if you're looking to get married and have babies, start your own podcast.
Somehow,
I think Steve's not
I
the only
don't
one that
see
has
the
to worry
link.
about that right now.
Oh yeah, oh, they're quarrying well. Yeah,
I don't see the link between those two things.
We're
they got
doing the
people-
cause and effect. We're doing the cause and effect essay in my classes, and yeah, most of the things they come up with are not causal at all.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us in the chat room today, and kind of holding our hands as we attempted this new format. And I hope it was enjoyable for you. We always enjoy having you there and supporting us, etc. And my fellow hosts, thank you again for supporting me and being here to help out, especially you, Steve, taking time out. You could be out there eating barbecue and going to museums and hospitals and stuff, and you were here with us, and that means a lot. So
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Well, I missed it the last couple of weeks, and so I didn't want it to go on.
Yeah, actually, I threatened him if he wasn't back, then he was off the show.
Are you taking pictures
Really?
to post later?
No, you.
No. Are you going to take some pictures to post?
I will try to. Yeah, I did yesterday. I was just touring, convention centers. It wasn't nothing really, but I will today. Yeah.
So I can have
And next weekend, I'm not sure. What's that?
I said so I can have a little vicarious walk with you down Beale Street.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, do some live
That'd be
video.
fun.
It's a walkable city. It's not bad at all.
Sweet.
All right, Father Corey, any big plans for this week?
Not much. We just got a pre-study day on Friday, so we get to go down to Billings and sample a few of the beverages down there, a few of the beers down there. There's
Awesome.
a couple pretty good breweries down in Billings, so always look forward to that.
Gosh, it's been since the '90s since I've been to Billings.
That's
It's
about when
changed
I
a
was
bit.
there last.
Yeah, it's a great town. Great town. All right, well, thank you, Father Corey, for joining us again on Catholic Weekend and all the great stuff that you do for us at SQPN. We really appreciate it. And Maria, what can I say? What can
you
I say?
say? I'll tell you what I can say. When you take us off the air, I want to tell you gentlemen something.
Oh, okay. Ooh, something juicy.
We screwed up. No, I'm kidding.
Somebody's in trouble.
Magic is what's going to happen here.
Somebody's in
I got to keep it going so you won't have the opportunity to do
I'm putting you all on timeout.
Catholic Weekend host protection plan.
So you're starting to record a airline pilot guy right now, right, Cap Jeff? No.
No.
No,
Yeah,
give us
yeah, I do. Yeah, let's go with it.
Look at
All right.
Steve is looking in the corners. He's like, "What's going on here?"
All right, let's try it. Hi, I'm Captain Jeff, your host. Okay. Sorry.
Knock it off.
All right, I'll knock it off. I'm going to knock off the stop broadcast thing. So thanks, everybody. Hope you have a great weekend, and hope to see you back here again next week. Next Saturday. Bye-bye.
Bye.